Hi there, my name is Alana. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today I'm so excited to be sharing with you my top 21 luxury and high-end makeup products of 2021. Now, it was hard narrowing it down, but I'm pretty excited about the list that we put together. So without any further ado, let's get into it. So let's kick this video off with one of my favorite makeup categories, and that is blush. Now, blush in 2021. Okay. Our girl Pat finally gave us what we've all been asking for, and that is blushes. So her blushes were available in a matte and a satin formula, and I purchased 4 of them throughout the year. And I have to say that of all of the blushes of hers that I've tried, my favorite is probably Fleurtatious. I think it is just this beautiful, beautiful soft pink, really buildable. Across the board, I find her blushes are buildable. They are super easy to work with, not really any kickback at all. The satins just have the tiniest bit of luminosity to them. They're really not too much. They don't show texture on the skin. And the mattes are definitely matte, but they're not flat. Truly, her blushes are absolutely stunning. Now, another brand that I absolutely love also released a new blush line this year, and really they released a makeup line in general. So I know heading into 2022, we're going to be seeing a lot more makeup coming from Hermès. I know that there's a foundation in the works. Can't wait to try it, but their blushes were truly stunning. Now, today I'm wearing the shade Rose Ombre, and this is truly a sort of a cool to neutral toned blush. Beautiful flush of pink. I love these blushes because they're just, honestly, they feel like silk on the skin. They are soft, they are buildable, they have a touch of luminosity. From the minute I open up the compact to the minute I'm done applying the makeup on my face, the entire experience feels luxurious. And I think that when it comes to high-end and luxury makeup, it's not enough for the product to be nice. Truly, the entire experience needs to be worth the luxury price tag. Now look, is it worth the price? I think that's really up to each consumer to decide, but I will say I love the formula and I love every single aspect of applying it on my face. Now I have 5 lipsticks that I want to share with you. So I'm going to be kicking it off with the Chanel Coco Bloom. I love these lipsticks because they're so lightweight, they're so hydrating, they come in so many pretty colors. I have it in Dream and in Chance, and I love them both. They are quite similar shades. The next lipstick I wanted to speak about is from Hermès. Now, over the course of the year, I did pick up 4 different Hermès lipsticks, but I have to say that my favorite is probably Beige Natural. Now, the lipsticks are available in a satin and a matte formula. I have both. The satin is beautiful, it's gorgeous on the lips, but the matte, as a dry skin girl, I generally steer 1,010 feet away from matte lipstick. But the matte is creamy, it's comfortable, it's hydrating, and honestly, once I put it on, it doesn't even register in my mind that I'm wearing a matte lipstick. And this is coming from somebody who avoided matte lipsticks like the plague. So the formula is incredible. I will say with Beige Natural, if you have a complexion similar to mine, you're really going to like it. It's just kind of a your lips but better, everyday, beautiful neutral lipstick. And finally, the next set of lipsticks I have to discuss is from Charlotte Tilbury. Now, the 3 lipsticks that I wanted to share with you today, they are not by any means a new formula, but they are new shades. And these new shades have become my everyday lipsticks. I am planning on doing a vanity tour, and on my vanity, I actually have a little lipstick holder that holds 9 lipsticks. And in that section, that's where I keep my 9 favorite Charlotte Tilbury neutrals. And these are 3 of them, and they were all released this year. So the first one, without a doubt, I wouldn't even hesitate to say my favorite Charlotte Tilbury lipstick launch, and quite possibly my favorite Charlotte Tilbury product of 2021 is the Runway Royalty lipstick. I'm wearing Runway Royalty right now, and it is a beautiful, neutral, veering into cool tone nude. What I really like about it is it honestly feels like, I'm gonna say 2 things. One, it feels like what I want Pillow Talk to look like on me, but it also, to me, it's what Pillow Talk would be if it was in her kissing formula. So this is one of her satin lipsticks. I think it's so pretty, it's so comfortable. It's an absolute favorite of mine. The other 2 lipsticks that I've really fallen for this year are Super You and Nude Romance. Now they're both peachy tone nudes in her matte formula. However, I will say that Nude Romance to me is right on that line between a satin and a matte. And the final Charlotte Tilbury lipstick is living in one of my purses and I can't find it. But I think that for me, if I lose a lipstick in my purse and I can't find it, that again is the mark of something I'm obsessed with, and that is her Hyaluronic Happikiss line. Now, I will say that when I originally reviewed the Hyaluronic Happikisses, I was kind of critical. And you know what? That's good. We should be critical when luxury makeup comes out. You know, we want to make sure that we're spending our money on the best of the best. But over the course of the last number of months, I've really fallen in love with them. I wear them all the time. I know that they're not the most mask friendly, but I actually kind of enjoy wearing them under a mask because they are so hydrating and comfortable on the lips. So next up, we are getting into eyeshadow palettes. Now, I had a hard time narrowing these down, but I'm very happy with the decision that I've come to. Now, I will say the first eyeshadow palette to me, hands down, that was released this year, in the #1 spot, it's not even a question, I'm wearing it today, it is Pat McGrath's Huetopian Dreams. I think this palette is so, so beautiful because you've got this beautiful sort of neutral quad here to play with, but then you've got some fun pinks that you can pop it in and still be in the neutral family. And then you've got a little bit of kind of pops of color, parts of something different. You've got those beautiful Blitz Astrals, and honestly, I've never been disappointed in a look that I've created with this palette. Pat's formula is universally incredible. It's a dream to blend with. Her shimmers are stunning. Her mattes are just perfect, basically. And I would be pretty close to saying that Pat McGrath, I think, might have my favorite eyeshadow formula. Now that is a bold move for me to say, so we're not going to say that definitively, but she's been really, really impressing me over the last year, and I can't wait to see what she comes out with in 2022. Huetopian Dreams was not the only beautiful eyeshadow release from Pat McGrath this year. The other one that just blew me away is this absolutely stunning pink quad in Eternal Eden. Now this was released closer to Valentine's Day of 2021, but it has lived rent-free in my mind ever since then. I will say that with this brighter pink shade, I don't reach for it as much, but these three together, I can create a really beautiful, soft, and romantic look. If I'm looking at a quad, I just want everything to work together. And this is a really, really fun sort of quad. And what I really, really like about it is it gives me that neutral option, but it still has a pop of fun with only 4 shades. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact that her mattes are so, so buildable. They are so easy to, you know, drag a little bit into your crease to get some definition, but then build it up in the corner to get that drama. And I don't know, she just has a great eyeshadow formula. But we can't just talk about one pink eyeshadow palette. The other eyeshadow palette that was released in 2021 that just blew me away is the Mini Love from Natasha Denona. And I can't believe this. Now, I purchased this quint before I purchased the Love palette. And I thought that this would kind of, you know, sort of tide me over until I added Love to my collection. I was able to add Love to my collection later on in the year when it went on sale for about $44 Canadian. But I gotta say, I've reached for the full-size Love many, many times, and I honestly prefer the looks I get out of this little quint. Not only are Natasha Denona mini eyeshadow palettes super reasonably priced in comparison to her larger ones, but this one in particular, it just has an incredible color story where I can get a neutral look, I can get something fun, I can get multiple looks in one palette, and I think that's really, really hard to do with 5 shadows. And this one, it's an incredible formula. I honestly think it was her best release of 2021. But not to worry, our girl Charlotte also had some beautiful launches this year. Now, the first one I'm going to share was not launched in 2021. So this was launched in late December of 2020. So we'd already put together our list of our 2020 favorites. And I'm a little bit suspicious of people who manage to work in a product that they've tried all of twice in their year of favorites. So I feel very confident including this palette in 2021, and that is the Star Aura palette. Now, when this was first released, I wasn't as obsessed with it. I thought it was pretty, but I found it kind of hard to work with and hard to build up that coverage. Now, this is a really, really lightweight pearlescent quad, and it creates just the most beautiful, blown out, soft and glowy sort of model eye type looks. And I reach for this all the time. I recommend it to my friends. This is a palette I use a ton in my real life. I do use it on YouTube, but when I'm filming for YouTube, I'm really intentional about trying to make sure I'm not wearing the exact same look every day, which I mean, I still kind of do, but I try to really switch up the palettes. But this one, I mean, you can see how worn and kind of messy the palette's looking, and I think that's the sign of true love. I use this palette all the time in my real life, and get tons and tons of compliments. I think if you are newer to makeup, or if you're someone who's looking for something beautiful in an office setting and you have a complexion similar to mine, then you won't go wrong with this one. And my final eyeshadow palette from Charlotte Tilbury that she's released in the last year, I really think is the 2021 version, and that is the Celestial Pearl palette. When this palette came out, I immediately thought it reminded me of Star Aura. I will say that Celestial Pearl packs a little bit more of a punch when it comes to that shimmer and shine, but it's really the same idea to me in that it's a lightweight palette, super, super easy to work with and blend and just create a beautiful everyday look. So I think either of these are beautiful, and I love having both in my collection. I don't think it needs to be one or the other. They are pretty similar though. I think that if you are looking for that sparkle and shine, you're probably going to be happier with Celestial Pearl. But if you are more of a corporate girl and you are looking for something that you can easily wear to work, then I think Star Aura is going to be your friend. Next item I have to share with you is sort of like an eyeshadow palette, but not quite. And that is Charlotte Tilbury's Stoned Rose face palette. Now this face palette, again, if you have a complexion similar to mine, you can get an entire look. Got a bronzer, a highlighter, 2 blushes, and 3 eyeshadow colors. Really easy to work with formula. I love the way the look comes together. I think it is warm toned, a little bit sunsetty. Okay, so I've never traveled with just one piece of makeup. I'm physically incapable of it. But I honestly think, and this would be really, really hard for me because I'm the girl that packs like 3 different makeup bags because, you know, I might not wear a minty green eyeliner in my everyday life, but on vacation I totally would. Vacation's different, I tell myself. I tell myself these lies. But if I was going for like a couple of days on a work trip, I could honestly see myself just using this. You know what, let's set a challenge. If I end up having a work trip in 2022, I am honestly going to try to just bring this as my eyeshadow, blush, bronzer, and highlighter. It's one of my favorite face palettes that she's released ever, and I think it's so flattering and so beautiful. My next 3 items are a trio from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is her brow collection. I'm wearing all 3 of the products on my brows today. We have Brow Lift, which is her larger eyeshadow pencil, Brow Cheat, which is her smaller eyeshadow pencil, and Legendary Brows, which is her tinted brow gel. I love wearing these 3 together. Again, I'm wearing all 3 of them on my face right now. And you know what happened while I was filming? It was so, so fitting. I finally used up all of Brow Cheat. Now I will say of the 3, I think Legendary Brows is my favorite, but between the pencils, Brow Cheat is the one I do use more often. And what's really cool about both of the pencils is they're actually refillable. So you just I've never had to do this. There you go. You can just pop up the tip and then you can pop in a new cartridge in here, but you're reducing waste because you still have all of this part that you can reuse. So I'm, first of all, really proud of myself for finishing that up. But second of all, when we're talking about my favorite products of 2021, there's something so satisfying about using it up as you are doing your makeup for those favorite products. So that was a great moment, and it literally happened 5 minutes before I started filming. So across the board, what I love about her brow collection, first of all, the pencils are not waxy, but they're also not chalky. They're super easy to build up the pigment, but it doesn't leave any bits of weird texture behind on my brows, which I found with other pencils. The other thing I love about them, for me with my complexion, I'm really looking for brow products that are neutral. I don't want it too warm toned because then it pulls too red, but I definitely don't want it cool toned because then I feel like it pulls too gray. The Taupe is truly a perfect neutral and I think pairs great with my skin and hair. I've had a really hard time finding my perfect brow pencil from other brands before, but Charlotte did such an incredible job with the coloring. Typically I find that Taupe pulls too gray, so I tend to steer clear of it. But her Taupe collection for me is perfection. So now we are getting into foundations. I have 3 foundations to share with you today. And while none of them were released in 2021, I can't really say that any foundations released in 2021 really blew me away. I'm excited about some foundations coming out in 2022, but I didn't really feel like 2021 was a big foundation year for me. That being said, I still wanted to share with you the 3 bases that I've been reaching for the most. First up, I'd say the base that has held my heart the longest this year is the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation. SPF 15, what I would describe as a medium coverage, buildable, a very skin-like texture. This is a foundation that I love wearing every day for work, for going about my life. I don't necessarily love filming with it because it isn't as high coverage, and sometimes when you're filming with really bright lights, it doesn't leave you looking as great, but this is one of those products that looks incredible in person. The next foundation that I've really fallen for this year is the Dior Forever Skin Glow Foundation. Now, I had put this in my pile to talk about, and literally yesterday, Dior released an updated formulation or a new kind of skin glow foundation. So I am going to be checking that out. But this Forever Skin Glow, absolutely beautiful. I'm wearing it today. I love the luminosity it gives the skin. I love the coverage. I love how easy it is to build up. And honestly, I love how it looks on camera and in person. And the final foundation I've fallen for this year, especially over the course of the summer, is the Chanel CC Cream. Now, I will say at SPF 50, I think that is fantastic. I am always in favor of more sunscreen and SPF in my life, especially in the summer when we're outside more. This CC Cream, it is lightweight, you know, a nice solid amount of coverage, easy to blend, something that looks beautiful on camera, looks beautiful in real life, and is just really, really comfortable on the skin. Like, I am so happy I discovered this one this year. Now, the next item I'm going to share with you isn't a makeup item, it's actually skincare. But this is the Fresh Kombucha Facial Treatment Essence. I've already finished up one of these, and I'm halfway through my second. And I really wasn't using an essence for much of this year. Actually, until my brow guy recommended this one to me, so thank you. So now I apply this essence before I put on my serum, and it just sinks into my skin. It provides a layer of hydration. I don't think my skin has ever been as glowy and as luminous before I've even gotten to the makeup. Like, this is game changing. I love it, and I'm basically addicted to it, and I can never go without it now. It's been really helping my dry skin this fall winter. Now, I do want to give an honorable mention for brushes. First up, from Merit Beauty. Merit's foundation brush is incredible. I used it today, and it is my favorite brush to apply foundation to. In fact, I love it so much that now I have two of them, so that way I never have to go without it. It's the perfect size. It's really, really soft and comfortable on the face. Really easy to buff the foundation into your skin, and it works with their foundation, but it works with any other foundation I've used. It is truly stunning. The other products I've been obsessed with this year are Rephr brushes. Now, you guys know I got some for Christmas. I purchased some of my own. I've been sent some in PR, but I've really built up a beautiful collection of Rephr brushes, and I love them. I love finally having a nice full collection of natural hair brushes because I find it makes such a difference when applying my makeup. So thank you so much for watching. Those are my top 21 high-end and luxury makeup products of 2021. Now, for many of these products, I have done standalone reviews. So I'm going to leave those linked down below, along with linking to the products if there's anything that you are planning on purchasing. So that way you can find everything in one neat, organized space. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm so excited about the content I have planned for 2022, and I hope you'll join me for that. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Mwah.